And you know what that means? It is time for some video game news action coming at you live Friday, November 9th. Great, let's jump right into it. So, this week, actually mostly last week, at the end of last week, BlizzCon started up, and we're seeing most of the things coming out of that. I think last week I talked about how there's a Warcraft 3 is getting a remaster. There was a Diablo mobile game coming out. I think there was a new character in the opening ceremony. There was a new character for Overwatch. Um, what else? Uh, and World of Warcraft Classic was coming out. So most of that has gestated and is now in our system when we've been able to respond to it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about very quickly was just the overwhelming backlash to Diablo Mobile. I for one's not a big fan of mobile games. Most of them are just kind of boring and just kind of something to do on the toilet for me. So I don't like sit around playing mobile games. Um, but I don't hate all mobile games because of it. I played Fallout Shelter. I played the Walking Dead turn-based strategy game. So just a bunch of stuff coming out of that. So Diablo Mobile got a whole lot of backlash. Some people were ripping on it, calling like it a asking if it was a poorly timed April Fool's joke, and I don't understand a little bit of what I'm coming from, of where that is coming from. So I kind of sat down and thought about it. Um, there was some idea that the game was a reskin of a Chinese developed mobile game, and uh, that only gets me so far into like the mindset of someone is that Blizzard helped develop this mobile Diablo game with the same Chinese developer. I don't think of it as a reskin if two companies come together to make, that one game this, similar or add the Blizzard touch to that game and bring us a mobile game. And I trust Blizzard to be able to make those decisions and still create an experience that I want to play. So so if that doesn't answer it, then what else? Um, the best after all that's taken off the table, the best thing I can think of is people were expecting Diablo 4, and I can understand that. I was expecting Diablo 4 coming out of BlizzCon, and that's not what we got. We got a Diablo mobile game, and I don't think, and this is the part that really like gets to me is I don't think just because I was expecting something, I'm gonna hate on the thing that it isn't. I don't understand the mentality. I don't know why people feel entitled or like Blizzard owes them a new game. Just to put it a little bit in perspective, I've been waiting 16 years for Warcraft 4. My only RTS interaction with Blizzard has been through StarCraft, and I played 3 out of the 4 StarCraft 2 series, and but I really liked the Warcraft 3 storytelling, and I'm okay with the Warcraft 3 remaster. I actually prefer if there was a Warcraft 1 and 2 remaster because I haven't been able to play those games since the 90s. Um, so yeah, I don't understand where people come from when they think like I'm gonna hate on this thing because it isn't the thing I was expecting or I wanted. And I'm not one to usually defend Blizzard. They're big, they're a big company. They can take care of themselves. I just don't understand this backlash of hate that comes with, oh, it's not the thing that I want, so I hate it. I don't understand it. I I think I've seen it before with video game companies and gamers in general, just thinking like they're owed something and hating on something because it isn't the thing they wanted. Um, and not even like that. It's just I was expecting one thing, I got another, and now I'm mad at it. I don't understand that. So I'm gonna discard my soapbox now and take it out. Just wanted to talk about that for a little moment. A couple other things coming out of BlizzCon, there was a Hero of the Storm original character, which I don't know what that means because I always thought Heroes of the Storm was like the Smash Bros for Blizzard, where you just got everything from all different places and you just put them all together in one place. So I don't know what it means for a character to exist solely in the Heroes of the Storm, Heroes in the Storm arena. But hey, if they can make an original character that fits into the universe or whatever, then more power to them. Or if that character is now going to propagate into other IPs, that'd be kind of cool too. Anything else? I have a pretty cool article talking about World of Warcraft Classic, and it's talking about how it's hard because the game was so. I don't know. It just maybe it feels dated, or some of the quality of life things also got rolled back because you went back to the original stuff. And I have like a little quip about in my news report about how yeah, 14 years of iterating, and maybe some of those things shouldn't have been rolled back, or this is what you asked for and now you don't like it. So I just thought that was kind of funny too. Yeah, so that's it coming out of BlizzCon. If there's anything I forgot, feel free to tell me in the comments below. I'm definitely going to need to start going to these conventions so I can actually get a feel. I always feel like I get a more palpable experience when I'm actually there on the floor, like I do when you know how often I mention E3 because I was there for 2 days and I was so excited and saw so much stuff. So I really gotta start figuring these things into my normal yearly cadence of talking about stuff. Cool. Moving on, Prima, the company that makes a lot of those strategy guides. I don't know if I have any with me right now, but I've definitely bought them over the years. Looks like they are going out of business. I could see that I could see the writing on the walls that video game strategy guide have been dying since the internet. As soon as that became a thing, but I always like. There's a couple of them that I just think are like collector's pieces, like the I think there's a Majora's Mask one. Or not Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. There's an Ocarina of Time Prima strategy guide that I just thought was like really cool, had really cool imagery. Maybe it has a little bit of rose tinted glasses on it because it's just I love the nostalgia of flipping through it and seeing all the different poses of Link that you couldn't see anywhere else. So all that, it's kind of sad to see some of that go, but got to keep up with the times, and the internet pretty much tells you what you need to know and how to do things. So I can understand why strategy guides are going out the window. Nintendo in its latest trailer has the typical Smash Bros. Or the typical Switch thing of like, hey, you can play. There's this game that's coming out also, but you're playing on a Switch, and then you can play it anywhere. So it's kind of like one of those play anywhere trailers. I don't think I get tired of them, but I can understand the formula, and maybe eventually the formula is going to wear out on me. But this one was cool. It showed Smash Bros. It showed 8 players playing on the same screen. It showed people playing, one Switch across the street from another person playing on the Switch. So a lot of those cool jazz up moments that you get with playing a Switch, which makes me ask the question, why doesn't everybody own a Switch yet? But I think it's cool, and I'm looking forward to playing Super Smash Bros. On December 7th. Next up, another game coming to the Switch was This War of Mine. I'm looking forward to that. It's possibly a double dip for me because I already own it on Steam, but I really like This War of Mine. There was a couple good DLCs, like the child-based one that I thought was pretty cool. I do think the game is depressing overall, but I do enjoy playing the game, or I did while I was playing it. I even was looking into playing the board game version of it because I think it's a really cool game with a really neat idea, a really good take on the whole war, the idea of war and being in the background trying to live in this bombed out area. So that should be cool. Potential double dip for me if I buy it on my Switch so I can carry it around and play This War of Mine wherever I want. We had a little bit of clarification that the Red Dead Redemption 2 online beta, I don't know why it's called a beta. I feel like Red Dead 2 is big enough that like you don't have to do the whole like early access beta thing and just say, hey, we're out there and there's going to be a couple problems along the way. I don't like the beta classification. I don't think 2K can get away with hey, it's in beta. But anyway, that's coming at the end of November. So somewhere, whatever you consider the end of November, maybe that means the last Tuesday before, if it's on a Tuesday or a Friday, it's on the last Tuesday or Friday of the month post Thanksgiving. I don't know if it'll be on the Thanksgiving week. It could be, I don't know if it won't be next week because we got Fallout and Hitman and a couple other games, but I don't know what the end of means, but I don't know. And that was a clarification, and it's a beta. There's just a couple things that I got a little annoyed with about that post, but we do know it's coming, and it's coming soon. Last two articles are, there was a God of War prequel comics that are being put out by Dark Horse that I thought were pretty cool. There's a couple pages that you can see that I'll link in the article below. Very cool stuff. Totally looking forward to those. I like reading. I'm one of the few people probably who absorbs games in all of its mediums, and seeing them on comics is good too. I don't know if I have. Do I have any? Ask me if I have any video game comics. I gotta find some of those. I was really interested in the Sunwell stuff for Warcraft, and there's a couple other ones that were pretty cool. Although it shows Kratos, it's supposed to be a prequel, and it shows Kratos and Atreus like fighting and killing stuff. And did they do that prior to like the beginning of God of War? I don't know. Maybe they did, but I feel like they started at such a zero space that that'd be weird if they were like already badass and killing people prior to the beginning of the game. But I'll have to read it to find out, I guess. And last but not least, Mario Kart. There was I don't know if it's specifically a Black Friday bundle, but there's a Mario Party plus Joy-Cons bundle. That's for $100. Polygon has an article about it, and not only is that awesome for the game, but it's also a really good deal on Joy-Cons. Considering I bought a second set of Joy-Cons, and I think they were like $90. So just for the Joy-Cons alone, it's almost MSRP on or on parity. And then you add a $60 game on top of that. I don't know if it was exclusively the green and yellow controllers, but there is a deal for Joy-Cons plus Mario Party. You get a cool multiplayer game, and you get more people who can play it with you by getting more Joy-Cons, all for the low price of $100, which is a steal no matter how you look at it. Yeah, did a little bit better this week. I wrote down the 7 things that I wanted to talk about. I knew I was going to take a little bit more time talking about Blizzcon, talking about some of that controversy. If you have differing opinions on that, feel free to put them below. I just don't understand where some of it's coming from, so if you can enlighten me, please feel free to do so. And as always, thanks for watching. If you're watching this live, you're probably on my Twitch channel, and I appreciate you being here on the Friday. And if it's Saturday morning and you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to do all the things that you do in a YouTube video, or more importantly, just feel free to jump on over to my Twitch chat, give me a follow, and like and say hi and talk to me while you can. But appreciate you being here, and thank you. Bye.